Hello En-novate team, this is Daniel and I'm going to be taking you through how to create a blog post, look at some of the styling we can use, a few other features like adding a YouTube video, adding links, adding an image gallery, block quotes, and just generally styling the content of your blog post. So we'll start here at the website. You want to change the URL to en-login. Use the username and password that I will have provided you. You can click remember me if you wish to, if you wish for the computer to remember you, so you don't have to go to this page every time you want to log in. And here is a first look at the WordPress backend, or the WordPress Dashboard as it's called. There's a lot of content here that you don't really have to be concerned with. May look scary, but it's really easy to use once you start using it. So since we're looking at our blog, the first place we want to go is to blog post and click add new. Okay, so we're going to give this blog post, start by giving this blog post a title. And we're going to click Save Draft straight after that. The reason why we're going to do that is because WordPress is going to automatically give us a permalink or a URL for this particular post. And it's used the title of the post that we've added here, and it's auto-populated. If you want to change the post title at any stage, you can do so. Just by doing this, and then if you want to edit the URL, you can also just click change the URL here. With the URL, always make sure there's no spaces. If you want to separate words, you can separate them with a dash or a hyphen, and no caps, no special characters, just letters or numbers. Click OK to make that change. The next thing we're going to look at is we can click save, and saving it as a draft means that it's not currently live on the website. Only once you click publish will it become live on the website. So that means you can really craft your post and even preview how it looks like before you even post it to the live site. There's a few different blog post formats that we can have here. We can have a standard blog post, in which you can post a lot of different content, whether it's YouTube or image galleries. Then we've got a straight up video post. If you've just got a video, same as audio, and also if you want to just do a post quote, you can do that as well. The next thing we want to do is look at our categories. So each blog has a few different categories. You can have as many as you want, but generally speaking, there's only a handful of main categories, and those main categories in this instance might be something like lessons, might be testimonials or feedback from the participants. It could be business or marketing tips. Anything that you want for people to find on your blog posts. So here the way to add a new one is you just click add new category, and we're going to create one called test and add that. If you want to add a category underneath one of these categories, like a subcategory, you can do so. So let's say under journal, we'll create two subcategories. We'll create journal, and then we'll write daily, and just make sure you select the parent category as journal. Then click add. Okay. The next thing we want to look at is tags. the other thing you want to do with categories is you want to make sure you associate which category is the primary category for this particular post. So for this one, we want it to be daily. Look at tags. Tags is similar to hashtags. Actually, I'm actually wondering if WordPress is what spawned the idea of hashtags. But hashtags just means, let's just say you're writing a post. For example, in this post, we're going to be writing a test post. So my test post will include things like test and just separate your tags with a comma. So you might have hashtag test, hashtag tutorial, hashtag WordPress, etc. Click add. You can always remove anything from there. The next thing we're going to look at is setting a featured image for the post. What that looks like on the website is, if you go to our blog page, the featured image will appear in this section here. And the format of this particular image doesn't matter. It can be really narrow or it can be really wide or really tall. And you can see here, this is going to just, it's not going to be straight lines. It's going to be nice and interactive, similar to how the Google Plus post looks, and also how Pinterest works with the way they've laid out their posts. So the featured image is this section here. Let's just add one. I'm gonna send you a link to a separate tutorial on how to compress images correctly, or optimize images correctly for WordPress. So for now, I'm just going to add one from the desktop, or I'm just going to upload something from the desktop. Okay, so to add an image, just select from your computer. You can just drag and drop if you've got two screens. So I'm going to add a picture of that you guys uploaded to Facebook with William Draper. An important thing with images on WordPress is that you give it a correct title. So let's just say the title of this image might be William Draper. Or let's just say meeting William Draper. And you can just copy this and always make sure you add it to the alt text. What alt text is, if for some reason the website doesn't show the image, it's going to display this text instead of the image, just so that users don't get confused. Why we put a nice title in is more for SEO reasons. Google picks this up. If you want to add a caption in the image, you can, but because this is just a featured image, remember I talked about a featured image, it's not going to have a caption. So for this purpose, we don't need to have a caption. Click Set Featured Image. Okay. We can also give the page a subtitle if we like. And here's where we decide what type of title section we're going to have. If we go to this post, I think we've used no title section. So if I go here, I'll just select it right at the bottom, no page title. So I'll do the same for this for this post. And you can also have an icon in your title. But since we don't have a title, we're not going to have an icon. Okay. This section here is pertaining to the author of this post. So in this particular instance, our author was Francis Liebenberg, and he is the founder and CEO at Pocketship. So we can add that here. In this case, I'll just say Daniel. Skepteros. Test. Okay, you can also give a URL. So in this instance, I might put my website. You can also put a description if you like, and an email. But they won't. The description and the email, I don't think they'll necessarily display in this section here, unfortunately. The last thing you can do here is you can disable Facebook comments plugin at the bottom, which means no comments will show. So let's just say you get some people leaving rude comments or some negative comments on the stream, on this comment stream. You can always just disable the comment stream. Okay. So here's another section that you might look into. This is the SEO section. So I don't think it's going to be a major feature of your blogging for the time being, because I think a lot of the people that go that see your posts are going to be seeing your posts through a link on Facebook or via referral. So SEO is not going to be a major factor, I think, in the initial run. But a few things you can think of, a few things to consider is to choose one keyword for the post. What a keyword is if you're in Google and you type in, for example, you're looking for information about William was it Draper, I think. William Draper, yeah. So you might, in Google, you might be looking for this exact key search term. William Draper in South Africa. So that is one keyword. So you can dictate the keyword that you want this post to feature, and then you must make sure in your post that you have content that refers to this keyword. You'll be saying things about William Draper, how he was in South Africa, what he did while he was here, and then you can, once you type in a keyword, the next step is to make sure you save. So now when we go back to this section here, this plugin, SEO plugin, is going to tell us and give us an analysis of how good it's like an SEO score for the page. Obviously, we haven't put any content in, so it's giving us really bad score. It's saying here there are no words in the post which contain this keyword or even these words. We don't have meta descriptions provided in. We don't have this keyword written in the title, and we don't have any images in our post which mention the keyword. And you can see these other SEO factors here that we're not taking advantage of yet. The other thing you might want to do is you might want to have a specific image attached to this post that if let's just say for example, let's take this post. Let's just say we're happy with the post, we've made it live on the website, and now we want to publicize this post on Facebook. Best thing to do is copy the link, or you can just scroll down to the bottom and click share. Which I might do in this instance. And then this image here is automatically being pulled in. But let's just say we want to have a different image that image uses. We'd have to dictate that by uploading an image into this section. So let's say we want to use this image instead. Okay. Then we'll click save. And now if we go to preview our... Okay, I'll have to show you this part later. But now if we were to share this post, the other image would show instead of this image. Okay, so now I'm going to go into our content. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste some content from Wikipedia. So I'll just copy that and paste it into my post. Now, as you can see here, when I've pasted it, it's actually imported a lot of the styling from Wikipedia. You can see you've got big headings, you've got lots of links here, you've got this edit button, there's a lot of dynamic content here. There's another way to paste content into WordPress without it okay, so if you want to remove all the formatting, just highlight all the copy and you can click the erase tool or the rubber tool. So it's only, unfortunately, it's only removed some formatting. Unfortunately, it hasn't removed all the formatting. So what we can do is just to remove all that, and instead of pasting into the visual, what you want to do is toggle into the text section and paste there. So now you're only pasting text. So now if we go back into visual, you can see there's no formatting on the text. So now if I want to change this, I can make it bold, italic, and I can remove text very easily. All the links are gone. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I will actually paste it with all the live links and styling. Okay, so in web design or websites, there are 6 preloaded heading styles. What I'm going to do for the purpose of this tutorial is I'm going to choose a different heading style for each section. So we'll start with heading 1, then we'll go to heading 2, and I'll remove this. Then here we'll go heading 3. Heading 4. Heading 5. And the last one would be heading, okay, there's no last one. But let's say, let's save this and see what our blog post is actually looking like. What you want to do is right click on preview, and okay, right click on preview and open the link in a new tab. So we can just toggle between the two. Okay, so this is what our post is looking like. So this is a H1, you can see it's quite large. This is an H2, heading 2. This is a heading size 3, heading size 4, and heading size 5. If you're not happy with any of these preset headings, what you can do is make adjustments. You can make it bold. You can change the size to maybe want it really big. You can change the color. You can put an asterisk, and let's say you wanted to make this a superscript. You can make it italic, underlined. You can make it uppercase. You can make it faded. You can add padding to the bottom. So what I'm going to show you how to do that is, with this second heading, I'm going to show you how to add padding. Just go to formats, margins, and add padding underneath. So let's just see what those changes have done to our post. And then once this is done loading, we can just press refresh here. Okay, so here is all our styling. You can see here we made it this font bigger, added a superscript letter and an underline under early. What it hasn't done is made it bold. So that's something I'm going to have to fix on the back end to make sure it's working. Okay, no, it's not a back end problem. I just hadn't selected bold. The other thing I noticed didn't work is unfortunately I didn't get a margin underneath my heading, which I really wanted. So I'm going to try that again and see if it works. Click save and refresh your preview page. Okay, still not giving me a bold here. I think it's because you can't have bold and italic, but let's try adding a bold to this part, this word. And we also unfortunately haven't been able to get a margin underneath here. So let's just save that. Refresh our preview page. Okay, so now we've got a bolded heading now. Unfortunately, we can't have bold and italic. We can, but it would mean that I would have to load that font onto the website, and loading more fonts onto a website does slow down the loading time of the website. So just let me know if you want to do that. Okay, as you can see here, since we copied and pasted this content from Wikipedia and this content has links in it, then our test post also has links in it. And these links, if we click on them, will probably take us somewhere on Wikipedia. Yep. Okay. So let's just say we wanted to remove these links. All we have to do is go back to our post, highlight, actually we can just click anywhere on the link and remove the link. We can click on it, or you can also remove it by clicking this button here, remove link. Another thing you can do is you can edit a link. So instead of removing the link, we'll just edit it. So you click that button, then click the link options, and maybe instead of people getting directed straight to Wikipedia, instead it opens the link in a new tab. So we'll click update and then save. Okay, then we also might want to add a special character somewhere, for example a dollar copyright sign, just add that there. And let's say we want to change put a background color to some text, like a highlighted text. We can do that. If we want to remove this formatting, just highlight the text and click the eraser tool. If you need to add a non-breaking space, let's say you want to add a double space here, you have to click this button. If you just use a space bar to create space, WordPress is not going to, unfortunately, it's just going to remove it automatically. So that's why if you want to add more space, you'll have to add the non-breaking space button. Another thing we might want to do is add a button to this post. So what you want to do is type in the text for the button, say link, or go, click here, highlight the text, click formats, button style, and then choose the type of button you want. You can get normal button, filled button, rounded button, small or large button. So we're just going to go with a normal one. I'm not sure why that's not working. Okay, you might not be able to do buttons in post, unfortunately, only in pages. Okay, that's fine. But you can create a link. Okay, so I think that's all we need to go through in terms of the styling. If you want to add more space between these two paragraphs, what you can do is press enter. And let's say we want to add a YouTube link here. What we can do is add, go to YouTube and get a link. So in our case, I'm going to get a link from here. Okay, now I'm just going to go to my post. So what I did is I grabbed this, copied it, and pasted it. It's that easy. Now you just wait a few seconds, and what WordPress should automatically do is convert this into an embedded video. So it could not be simpler in terms of adding YouTube videos. The next thing we want to do is add images or an image gallery. So to do that, just make some space, click Add Media, and you can either upload files from your computer or your desktop, which I showed you earlier, or you can use an image that you already have from your media library. So let's say I want to use this image. Remember, once again, we want to give this title correct formatting. So these underscores are a bit ugly. And copy that, paste it into the alt section. It's also pertinent to look at this, the image display section. So we can align the image to the left, to the middle, to the center, or to the right, or we can have none. If you select none, it means the image, the text will go either above or below the image. If we align this to the right, there will be some. If the image is small enough, there'll be some text that flows on the left of it. So for now, we're just going to choose that. And we also want this particular image to have a caption. So I'm just going to copy and paste this same text into the caption area, which is actually going to show below the picture on the website. We can have this link to something else, to another URL on the internet, or we can have it linked to nothing. Then here you can choose what size you want the image to be displayed at, whether it be thumbnail, medium, large, or full size. So for now, we're going to go with medium and insert this into the post. So as you can see, since we made it aligned right, you can see here that there's text falling nicely to the left of it. Here's our image caption. We can also change this to align left, and now the text is on the right. Lastly, I want to add an image gallery. So to do that, we just click Add Media, and then click Create Gallery. And we will add a little gallery. So I'm just going to use these 8 images. Create a new gallery, and then you can decide here the settings for the gallery. Best to have, let's just see what these options do for now. Choose how many columns you want. We've got 7 images, so I think columns of 3 would be okay. You can select random order, or you can choose normal order. To reposition these, just drag. Okay. Okay, I don't know why that's not working. You can also give each image a caption, or you can leave it without a caption. Then here you choose your gallery type. So we can have a default gallery. You can use a slider type where it'll be a full size image. You could be a full slider with thumbnail images. You can have a Foundry Lightbox gallery, which would be nice. And you can also have a masonry gallery. So let's just see what these options do. So we're started with a Foundry Mason gallery. Let's see what that does. And then what I might do is I might add more galleries underneath this with the different options. So I'll add gallery. Let's use these same images again. Create gallery. There are my 7 selected images. So I'll click create. And then I'll once again choose, this time I'll choose Foundry Lightbox gallery. See what that does. So I'm going to add all the different gallery types. Actually, I'll just add the default, and then I'll also add the Foundry slider. Okay, this time I'll go default layout, and this time I will have to select which columns. The columns that I set will actually matter in this instance. Click insert, and now let's save this post, and click preview. Okay, and let's refresh this page to see what we've done. Okay, there's our indented text. Here's our bulleted list. Here's our numbered list. We've got some horizontal rules or dividers, which we added. Here's our video. Here's our image with the caption. And now here's our first gallery, which was a masonry gallery, which is a really nice option. Then we've got our slider, which is also a really nice option. And then we've got our standard gallery, which is 3 columns, which actually didn't turn out very nice, because every time you click on an image, it's going to take you to that image page, which we don't want. So I think that the other options were better. Either a slider or a masonry gallery, I think are the best options. Here's a table we added, and here's our copyright symbol. So the other thing I want you to quickly go through is a sidebar. We haven't added a sidebar to this page, so let's just see how we can do that. I think it will add the sidebar once we actually publish this page. So if we go to our actual blog, we'll see that our live blog posts do have a sidebar automatically. If you ever want to change, so I think I've saved this post. If you ever want to change any of these, add different types of content here, what you want to do is go to your WordPress dashboard and go to Appearance and Widgets. And here are the widgets for the blog sidebar. So we've got a search widget, a recent post widget, and a categories widget. which you can see here. You can add any of these widgets here on the left. You can add a Pages widget, a Twitter widget, a popular posts widget, Instagram widget, or just a standard text, which you can include. For example, you might want to include your En-novate's contact details. But remember, whatever you put here on this blog sidebar will appear on the sidebar of every single blog post. So make sure you've got something that's going to be standardized. You can't have custom content for each blog post on the right hand side here. Okay, the last thing I wanted to mention, which is really important, this particular post was taken as a duplicate of a post on another website, which is actually LinkedIn. Google is going to penalize you if you copy someone's content, especially if it's on a more authoritative site, which LinkedIn is a more authoritative site than En-novate's site. So what you have to do is, if you have to tell Google, you have to actually point it to the original content listing. And the way we do that is by going to our SEO section and then go to our settings panel and add the link to the original content here in canonical URL. So let me just show you what the link is. So here is the exact content we used for our post on our website. We just copied and pasted all this, and now what we have to do is copy this link and we have to paste it in here, and it's basically going to tell Google, no, this is where we got the content from, this is where you need to direct people to, because it's not actually our content. So we don't want Google to penalize the SEO on our website. And lastly, you might have a desire to actually, if you want to create a new post, you might want to actually duplicate a previous post so that you've got all the same kind of details. If it's going to be a really similar post, what you can do is go to all posts and click clone me, and that will create a duplicate post of one of the posts we've previously created. So that way you can copy all the formats and maybe the image stylings you used. The last thing I want to look at is categories. I mentioned it earlier in this tutorial that we have all these categories here. If you need to remove or edit a category, you have to go to this section. So go to posts and then categories. Then you can edit something from here. You can click edit, you can delete, you can do a quick edit. For example, let's just say I wanted to have a test become a child category of journal. I would do a quick edit. Actually, I'm going to have to do a normal edit. So click edit. And give it a parent here. So I'll put it under journal. Okay. And then click save, update. So then I want to go back to my categories. And now the test has a big hyphen next to it, and which means it's coming under the main category, which is journal. So for this, let's say I want to delete these, I'm just going to click here, click delete, and press apply. So the last thing we want to do is, we're happy with our post. We just want to go into our post and we want to publish. So if we want to publish, click the publish button, and our post will now be live on our website. So I hope that's helped. There's loads and loads of free content, free help on WordPress blogging online. Just look on YouTube or on Google, and 99 times out of 100 you're going to be able to find the answer you're looking for if you need to do something more customized. If you do find you're unable to find the answer to your question, please let me know and I'll be happy to help you. Hope you've enjoyed the tutorial, and best of luck with your blogging.